Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are checking out this channel for the very first time and you're interested in becoming a model, you definitely want to consider subscribing. I make awesome videos on a weekly basis that you guys are going to love. So in this video, I want to separate the facts from the myths. So let's talk about 7 of the biggest myths about the modeling industry coming right up. All right, so the very first myth about models is that you have to be tall. Now, that's not necessarily true. You do have to be tall to be a high fashion model on the runway or doing print editorials. There are specific height requirements. If you're a female model, the height requirement is between 5'8" to 5'11". If you're a male model, it's between 5'11" to 6'3". Now, you do have to meet these specific height requirements, but of course, there are always outliers. And I've mentioned in other videos, some shorter models who were successful in their careers. So yes, you do have to be tall to be a high fashion runway editorial model. However, there are other categories of modeling that doesn't necessarily have a strict height requirement. So you could be an average height person or a shorter person and still be successful in the modeling industry doing one of those other categories of modeling. And I've mentioned that in another video where I talk about the 13 different types of models. So you guys should definitely check that out if you haven't already. The next myth that I hear all the time is that you have to be skinny to be a model. This is absolutely not true because obviously there are other categories like plus size modeling or curve modeling, if you will. There's fit modeling, and obviously you can't be skinny to be a fit model. You have to have some lean muscle mass to become a fit model. So there are different categories of modeling that doesn't necessarily require you to be as skinny or lean as models on the runway. And even more recently, the fashion industry is evolving to feature more women who are of healthy sizes and shapes on the runway. So you're no longer seeing models who are severely underweight walking on the runway because the fashion industry is frowning upon this and trying to be more diverse in their representation of women and their sizes. Speaking of plus size models, another myth that I hear all the time is that plus size models can be any size and they can eat whatever they want. This is not necessarily true. Being a plus size model does not mean that you're completely out of control of your weight. Plus size models are models of healthy weights but have bigger hips and bust size, or bigger waistline and chest size for male models. Now, as a plus size model, you still need to work out, you still need to eat healthy and maintain a healthy weight to make sure that you're successful in your career. Again, plus size models don't get to eat what they want because they still have to represent what a healthy and fuller body looks like. All right, so this one is probably the biggest myth that I hear all the time, is that models make a lot of money. It's true, but again, it's also not true. It depends. So if you're a supermodel, yes, it's true. You're making more money on a single job than the average person makes in a year. However, if you're not a supermodel, but you are working, you're probably just making enough to cover your college tuition or to support your daily lifestyle. Another thing to remember is that all models are not supermodels. Only a small percentage of models become supermodels. Another myth that I hear all the time is that models always get to keep the clothes. Yes, it is true, but again, it is also not true. You don't always get to keep the clothes. Sometimes it depends. If you model in swimsuits and underwear, you usually get to keep the clothes because it's not good practice of hygiene to resell that item or to reshoot it on another model. There are some other situations where successful designers might gift the clothing item to the models just because they want to show appreciation. For instance, one of the very first runway shows that I did for a major designer, she actually gave all the male models a black tailored suit that was worth up to $1,000. So pretty much it is true that models get to keep the clothes, but this is not always the case. From my experience, I would say it's somewhere around 1 out of every 20 times that you get to keep the clothes. Another myth that I hear all the time is that models are all beauty and no brains.
What is this? How can we be expected to teach children to learn how to read if they can't even fit inside the building?
There are a lot of successful models who have high IQs and are very intelligent, and oftentimes they go on to be entrepreneurs outside of modeling. Now, the reason why some people might think that models are all beauty and no brains is because you have to consider that models are usually young. They start off pretty young. Most of them drop out of high school or don't go to college just so they can focus on their modeling career. And of course, the older you get, the more knowledge you acquire and the more intelligent you're going to be. So you have to consider that people in the fashion industry are often interacting with younger models who haven't completed college or maybe dropped out of high school. And this is where that misconception might come into place. Another of the biggest myth that I hear all the time is that models have an eating disorder. This is not true. There is a lot of pressure to maintain healthy weights or to maintain your size as a model to be successful. So because of this, models often try different diets, but an eating disorder is frowned upon in the industry.
So what? I throw up after lots of meals.
So do I. It's a great way to lose pounds before a show.
Are you guys insane? Do you understand that it's a disease?
All right, guys, so that's it for the 7 biggest myths that I've heard in the modeling industry. If you guys have heard of any other myths, drop them in the comment box down below and let's address it. If you like this video, if you learned anything new, hit me with a thumbs up. Always appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next one.